All right, in this video, I want to share with you the journey that every single network marketer in this entrepreneurial game will go through. All right, so my name is Fraser Brooks, and I help people from all over the world in the network marketing profession build their business using social media. And today, I'm super excited to share with you something that I saw when I first joined network marketing, even before I joined network marketing, from my parents who built hugely successfully in the 80s, the 90s, and the noughties, and the 10s as well. It feels weird calling it the 10s. But here's the thing. Every single person in network marketing, they start at zero. They have zero customers, zero distributors, and zero idea of what they're doing, right? Even if they're an entrepreneur before, like the moment you join network marketing, you just don't really know what you're doing. No customers, no team members. Now, you might be in like a binary compensation plan and you might say to me, Fraser, I already have people in my team already. Like everyone starts at zero. That's the reality. Here's the great thing. I started at zero. Jim Rohn started at zero. Les Brown started at zero. Eric Worre started at zero. 0, 0, 0. So everyone starts at zero. That's a fact. Your initial rise is based on your goals. You have this goal, you have this hopes, you have these dreams. All you want to do is make $300 a month, right? Mine was $300 a month. I know. Can you believe it? You want to make $300 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, whatever your goal is. The initial rise, you'll be so excited, right? In terms of like what's going to happen is you're going to be told like, hey, you need to go read Rich Dad Poor Dad, or you need to go read Think and Grow Rich, and you're so excited. You read it and you're like, this should be taught in schools. Then you're told, hey, you need to jump on the Zoom call. And there's 37 people on the Zoom call. Everyone's dropping sevens and fire emojis and like, this is amazing. And you're like, I found my people. And you get a little bit more excited. Then you get your first customer, you get a little bit more excited. Then you get your first team member, you get a little bit more excited. Now, the customer and the team member with both the same people, and it's probably your mum, right? Or like a sibling or whatever, but you're still excited. You get those emails saying, congratulations, you have a new team partner. You think, residual income, it's coming my way. And then you get an email with your first commission check. It could be super small. Mine was $18. Today, it's still the biggest commission that I've ever had in terms of the power and the difference it made to me. So you get your first commission check and things keep going up and up and up. You go to your first event, the energy is electric, up, up, up. And then something happens. Now, you could be in control of it. Maybe you're not in control of it. A lot of times it's when women get pregnant, or there's an illness or a death in the family, or something happens where it takes your focus away from what you were doing when you first joined and it puts it elsewhere. You stop going to the events, you stop reading the books, you stop attending the Zoom calls, you stop learning, you stop doing the work, and you reach a point of plateau. This is where you feel stuck. It's not going up, it's not going down. That could last for a day, a week, a month, a year, many years. And people then start to complain and they play the blame game, right? The blame game is one of the worst games you can play. But here's the thing. I always look at the word blame, B-L-A-M-E. And I always look at it in two parts. Blah, me. So you know when people say blah, 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 me? That's what you need to understand about the blame game. It's blah, 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 me. What am I going to do about it? Because when you blame yourself, you are in full control of getting yourself out of it. There's a great Chinese proverb. When you blame other people, your journey hasn't begun. When you blame yourself, you're halfway to your destination. And when you realize there is no blame, you've already arrived. And this is so true that you can't blame the company. You can't blame the products. You can't blame the delivery. You can't blame your upline. You can't blame your downline. You can't blame your sideline. You blame yourself. You put blame on yourself and you realize that I can get out of this situation. And here's what happens. It goes down. The business dips. You go initial rise from your goals. You hit a plateau, you realize that playing the positive or the negative blame game, and then there will be a dip. Your business will dip to the level of systems that you have. So you will realize that you go on the Zoom call, there's not 37 people anymore. With all the energy in the chat, there's now 32 people. You'll be like,
oh, it's going backwards.
Sally, who you looked up to in the beginning of the business because she was making $100 a month, she quit and started a new company. So then you're like, oh, wow, I wonder what company she just joined. And you start getting distracted. Instead of there being 100 people at the event, there's 94 people at the event. And you're like,
oh, this is going, it's smaller. Everything's going backwards. It's not just me.
Instead of getting paid on a Friday at 7 p.m., you get paid at Friday 6:45 p.m. And you're like,
what's going on? We're getting paid earlier now. And you start thinking that's a bad thing.
Right? Or you make up all these excuses, and you can't make excuses and money at the same time. Pick one. Do I play the blame game and talk about the excuses, or do I talk about the money game and take the action to turn things around? So your initial rise is on the goals that you set. The decline will be it will decline and fall and dip to the level of systems that you have. If you have no systems, it can fall all the way down to the bottom. It can't go below the way you started. You can't get minus customers. You can't have minus team members. You can't have minus idea of what you're doing. But it's going to dip down. If you have one system, it's going to dip down a bit. If you have many systems, it's going to dip down a little bit. But here's what you need to know. Leadership is created in the dip. And leadership is where the long-term commitment and the long-term income is going to come. So initial rise from the goals, dip down to the level of systems that you have, and then the long-term growth is determined on the level of leadership that you have. And here's the thing, every single person in the network marketing space who's had some level of success, like a decent level of success, has gone through those 3 phases. And on this show, we're going to talk a lot about mindset, social media, recruiting, duplication, and also leadership. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on that. And it was actually weird because I did an event here in Dubai recently called Dare to Dream. It was our 2024 event. We had 110 people from 30 plus countries fly into the event, and they even braved the storms with all these crazy floods that were happening in Dubai a couple of weeks ago. And before people arrived, I gave them an opportunity to complete an entry survey. I wanted to get to know where they are, who they are, what they're making, like what their biggest challenge is. And I also asked them, of these 5 things, what's the most important? Mindset, social media, recruiting, duplication, leadership. Leadership was number 1. Recruiting was number 2. Duplication was 3. Social media was 4. Mindset was 5. Now, the order might be completely different for you, but what I want you to understand is that people who want to take their business to the next level, starting to be aware that leadership is a fundamental skill that you must know, along with the others, but leadership, very, very important. So, we've got the growth phase, we've got the blame phase, we've got the blame game. You've got to understand that you are to blame because you didn't do the work. You stopped doing the work, you stopped learning, you stopped doing the basics. I have a thing called BBMO, basics better, more often. Right? When you do the basics and you do them better, and then you do the basics more often, you will win. And then you go through the dip phase where you panic, everything's going down, you don't know what to do, everything seems to be spiraling down. Instead of trying to keep going with the business and get it into the growth phase with the leadership skills, you go right to the very beginning and start all over again with 0 customers, 0 team members, 0 idea, and you get really excited, right? And you got these big goals. I know about network marketing now. I've done my apprenticeship. So you grow, then you plateau, then you dip, and you keep doing that cycle until you realize you've got to grow through what you need to go through. Right? In order to go to the top, you need to grow through the phases. That's what you got to do. And let me tell you a little kind of story or analogy. It's called the law of advancement. The law of advancement states that for things to go up, they must go down. So I want you to think about seed. I always say that leaders are seeders. Every leader I know plants seeds. They plant seeds of hope. They plant seeds of doubt. They plant seeds of vision. They plant seeds of action. They plant seeds all over the place. And I want you to imagine a farmer puts his seeds into the ground and they're on the surface level. Now, there might be a little hole, but they're on the top of the soil. And some seeds, they're thinking to themselves, I don't want to get dirty. I don't want to go down. I want the sunlight. I want the comfort. And then one of 10, one of 20, one of 50 seeds goes, no. If I'm going to do what everyone else is going to do, I'm going to get what everyone else is going to get. I want to be different. I want to live an extraordinary life, not an ordinary life. So the little seed decides to bury a hole and go right down into the dirt. And the other seeds are laughing.
They're laughing, ha ha ha, you're dirty, you're embarrassed, you're alone, you're isolated, you know, it's sunny up here.
And then all of a sudden the laughter stops. Why? Because the bird came along and took the seed for food for the baby birds. Here's what happens. The rain comes and it's hard. You're wet. You're alone. It's dark. You're embarrassed. Did you make the right decision? But the root starts to come. And the root always comes before the fruit. And the tree starts to grow up and it provides food, it provides shelter, it provides places for people to sit and read and have fun. And you're sitting there thinking, if I did not make that decision, I would not be here. It's the law of advancement. The seed had to go down before it goes up. The same thing happens. The bird who took the seed earlier for its baby birds, how does the baby bird learn to fly? The baby bird gets pushed out of the nest or pushed off the back of the mama bird. And then one day it eventually flies. It goes down before it goes up. That's the law of advancement. So when we come to the journey of every network marketing professional, we have to appreciate and understand that you're going to go up, you're going to get stuck, you're going to dip down, and then you're going to grow. Don't try and find the golden ticket. Don't try and find the one company that's going to change everything, because the only thing that will change everything is you. It's not the upline, it's not the downline, it's not the sideline, it is you. If you make a commitment to grow, you make a commitment to improving yourself, you make a commitment to do the basics better more often, you make a commitment to blame yourself when things go wrong, you make a commitment to grow through the challenges that you have, you make a commitment to find the who has the answer instead of trying to figure out how to do everything, you are going to win, and you're going to win big. And here's the great thing. The first storm that you face is always going to be the hardest. And every other storm that you face, because there will be a lot of storms, you're going to face them with honor. You're going to face them with courage. You're going to face them with so much strength and know-how, understanding that, hey, every time I get hit with a challenge is an opportunity for me to change. The word challenge itself, CHALLENGE. CHALLENGE. The first 3 letters and the last 3 letters of challenge is change. Whenever you are challenged, you have the opportunity to change. Whenever you change, you create growth. Whenever you grow, you have other challenges. Whenever you have challenges, you change. When you change, you grow. It's the growth cycle. And that's the idea, to have a positive upward spiral of change and growth. With that being said, do me a massive favor, take a screenshot of what you're seeing right now, post it onto your Instagram stories, tag me at Fraser Brooks, and don't forget to tell your friends so we can continue to do podcast episodes like this. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you let me know what you want more from the podcast, and I'm excited to bring you more episodes coming up real soon. All right? Big love. Bye-bye.